Free agency is almost upon us, guys. Welcome back to Off the Gridiron, your Apollo HOU Houston Texans podcast. My name is Noah Outlaw. I am one of your hosts, as always. And as always, I'm here with Garrett Harrelson. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? Fucking combine's done. It's on to free agency, my brother.
Yeah.
We are cooking up. We already signed. Hey, breaking. Boop, boop, boop. Not really breaking. Dalton Schultz re-signed. Kaimi
Yep.
Fairbairn re-signed. Two guys
Yep.
that we definitely wanted back. We got them back. They are locked in for at least 3 more years. Fuck yes. Love the re-signings.
Yeah.
I don't know if there'll be any more. But now we're just on to, hey, who wants to be a new Texan, huh? Who wants to be a
Yep.
Texan? Let's play a game. Who wants to be a Texan?
Who wants to be a
That's
Texan,
what
which is most players in the NFL right now, which is pretty new, and that's exciting for us, right? Yeah, I mean, obviously Houston is a big destination for a lot of free agents. We've been hearing that the Texans and players have a lot of the players that the Texans are eyeing have mutual interest and want to come to Houston. There's been a lot of different reports about different guys that the Texans are maybe visiting with, that the Texans are looking into, and vice versa. But yeah, I do want to talk about that. Dalton Schultz back on a 3-year deal. Kaimi Fairbairn as well. Two of the guys that in our video that we did about guys that we need to bring back. Two guys we mentioned in that video. So that's very exciting. I'm happy that those guys are back. Still wondering what's going to go on with Jonathan Gridiron. He's still up in the air. Every day it goes by, it seems like he might not be a Texan next year.
Yeah, it sucks because we were witnessing like a Jonathan Grenard breakthrough year. He's shown flashes in the past seasons, but this year he was really cold. Like he should have been a Pro Bowler. He was really fucking good. You know, his stats compared were like in the conversation of one of the best edge rushers in the league, in my opinion. So maybe, hey, maybe we will get something done. Maybe we're still negotiating with him. I don't know, but hope to see him back.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It was an interesting strategy for the Texans to not franchise tag him. But the Texans don't really use the tag like that. We haven't really done that, so maybe they're just not a fan of doing that. They don't want to do that to John, which I respect. But in today's video, Garrett and I each have at least 3 guys that we want to talk about that the Texans should target in free agency. These are guys who are going to be available in the open market coming up on Mondays when the tampering period starts, which is, kind of a day where a lot of the signings kind of get announced. So that's a big day.
Yeah. It's gonna be cool. This is one of the most interesting free agencies I've ever seen. I think there are some stacked fucking position groups in this free agency. Some of them already off the board. Obviously Mike Evans was a crazy free agent pool. But Buccaneers got him back, and a lot of guys are getting franchise tag. That would be fantastic free agent options. But that doesn't mean they won't get traded. Apparently the Chiefs are looking to trade L'Jarius Sneed. They franchise tagged him, and they're looking to trade him. So tons of huge names, and I'm going a little Moneyball this time. I don't know. I'm going a little Moneyball.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I'll just say my first guy.
It.
Hey man,
all right,
everyone's talking. You know what? You go first. You go first with yours. Your first guy.
Okay. All right, you want me to go first? All right. My first guy that I think the Texans absolutely need to kind of throw everything at to get him in the building, and this is a really popular one. He's probably the biggest name in this free agent market, and that's Saquon Barkley. I mean, Saquon Barkley is a guy who is dominant when he's healthy, which when he's healthy, he's one of the best backs in the league. And a lot of people say he's injury prone and this and that. Saquon plays on average about 13 to 14 games a year. And for a running back who plays the way he does, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with him missing 2 games a year, 3 games a year if he's banged up. And I'd rather him. I hope he can play all 17. But if he has to miss a couple games, that's fine with me. Especially, I mean, last year he had a little bit of a down year, but the Giants did, and the entire team did. But he had 960 yards, 6 touchdowns. But in 2022, he had 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. So he's that kind of player. The Giants don't have the infrastructure around him to let him shine, and Houston does. Get him behind in this offensive line. Get him Laramie Tunsil, get him Titus Howard, get him Juice Scruggs, get him all these guys, Kenyon Green, and then obviously just get him in a Bobby Slowik offense. I mean, I think he'll absolutely shine, and he's going to be expensive, but I think he's worth it because running back is the only real kind of question mark in this offense right now. We have everything kind of cemented. We got Nico Collins, Tank Dell, probably get a receiver in free agency or the draft. CJ Stroud, obviously, Dalton Schultz. It's time to get that, like just an emphasis at the running back position, and I think Saquon would do that.
Yeah, no, I'm not listen. I ain't no baby back bitch. If we sign Saquon, I will be happy. Everyone should be happy. That
Yeah.
is a fantastic running back with fantastic traits that would fit right in because he's so versatile. He would fit in with any offense, but our offense surrounding him, he's in the same backfield as CJ Stroud, and who knows, we might re-sign Devin Singletary. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
If we
I knew
brought
you were
back
going to say
Motor,
Saquon.
Yeah.
I mean,
if we brought back Motor, that would be huge.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I mean, not even like, I mean, to be our starter, that's one thing, but to be a backup, Motor last year was great. To be our backup this coming season with another guy like ahead of him, that would be a crazy backfield. I will jump on the same positional train as you. Pause. I will say running back as well. I'll say, hey, Tony Pollard, hear me out. Hear me out. Under one condition, if we sign Devin Singletary.
I don't know about that.
Pollard and Singletary in the backfield would cook. Tony Pollard has had 1,000 rushing yards in the past 2 seasons. He's in his prime right now. He wasn't used in his first few years because Zeke in Dallas. Last 2 years, he's got some pretty heavy usage, but not the workload that you would expect from a starting running back like this past season. Tony Pollard's versatile. He can catch passes out of backfield. He could fit our running scheme 100%. I like Pollard. I think he'd be kind of cheap, especially if we want to re-sign Devin Singletary, because Devin Singletary ain't going to be that cheap. Let's be real. Like, he's not going to take like a veteran minimum to be on our team. He's like, hey, I was your workhorse last year. I was your starter. I was your number one. I will be paid like a number one if you want me to come back. Like, he will say that. Get your money, Devin. You deserve it. But I think Pollard would be a great option next to him because of that. Not paying a whole lot. Just got Pollard out there. You got Devin Singletary out there. One guy's not feeling it today. Give it to the other guy. You can do it.
So my thing is, I see what you mean, and I respect the money ball, right? I respect the money ball. Kind of look into it, but the deal is if the Texans didn't have money to spend, I would be down for that. I'd be down for that. But there's no reason to not spend the money whenever we have it available and we can get a better running back, right? We can get a better player, and that's Saquon Barkley. But here's the deal. I wouldn't be pissed if we signed Tony Pollard. I wouldn't be super pumped either. I would be like, okay, that's an interesting move, especially with Saquon available, Josh Jacobs available, DeAndre Swift available. Like, there's a lot of backs better than him. But I respect it, and you're right. I think Tony Pollard and Devin Singletary would definitely perform well. And if we sign Pollard, we have to bring back Devin. That's like we have to. If we sign Saquon, condition. We don't have to bring back Motor. I would like it if we did. I think that would be best case scenario. But if we don't get Saquon or one of these top tier backs in free agency, definitely need to pair whoever we sign with Devin. But yeah,
I agree. Devin should come back with that would just be a crazy backfield. Maybe a top 5 running back tandem easily going into next season with Saquon and Devin. Maybe even Pollard, in my opinion. I really do think he would produce a whole lot in this offense because we wouldn't have to use him that much. But we'll see. We'll see about the running backs. There's so many options this year. A lot of people say that we might get Derrick Henry, which, honestly, like, but you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We beat him last year, but Derrick Henry, our boogeyman, being in a Texans uniform.
Bring him home.
So, we'll see. Who's your next guy?
My next guy is there's been a lot of smoke around him and the Texans as well. And I mean, definitely one of the best players available in this free agency. I mean, this is a guy who is a dominant player. Christian Wilkins, defensive tackle from Miami. Miami loves him. All the Dolphins fans adore Christian Wilkins. I mean, how could you not? Last year,
Yeah.
65 tackles, 9 sacks, just a huge year, especially from a guy playing interior, getting 9 sacks, and that. I mean, he's an animal. The thing about him is that he's going to be pretty expensive. He wants about his market value, according to Spotrac, is 20 million a year, which is a lot of money. It's a whole lot of money. But
Lot of money.
if we can get him for maybe 18, 19, I mean a little bit lower, I'd happily bring in Christian Wilkins, and he's a guy that is our immediate answer for our interior line, because we're looking at a lot of people want to draft a guy, which I'm open to that. We've talked about that a lot in our draft episodes, but getting an interior defensive lineman in the draft would be phenomenal. But if we can get Christian Wilkins, he's an immediate game changer. There's no waiting for him to adjust to the NFL. He'll be ready. So that's another guy who I would love to bring in.
Yeah, no, Christian Wilkins would be great. Um, he he to me is like one of our biggest needs is interior defensive line. You know, because
Yeah,
last year we had like a cycle of guys that kind of would show up. Sheldon Rankins, Malik Collins up in the middle. You know, like a few guys that would kind of shine up the middle. But we just had a franchise interior defensive lineman, that would shore up so many issues with our defensive line sometimes, because sometimes
yeah,
pressure up the middle, it's an issue. Run game, you know, guys just run it down our throats up the middle. It can happen. It happened. I saw it happen last
yeah.
year.
Happens a
So
lot. Yeah,
that would be huge because Christian Wilkins is in his prime right now. 9 sacks as a defensive tackle. That's nutty. That's nutty.
yeah,
So I wouldn't hate it at all. I'd love it. Actually, he would probably like I want a defensive tackle in the first round this year. I won't need that anymore. I'll be like, it's fine.
yeah.
I don't, you know, I'm
We
good.
could focus on corner or wide receiver.
hmm I'll
Yeah,
go defense as well. This pick, I'll go Aziz Al Shair, linebacker.
yeah.
He played. He
I
was
like
with
it.
Tennessee last year. He was. I mean, I don't have his stats right in front of me, but I do know this. He's a young, quality, talented linebacker that has the Miko connection. And if you have a Miko
Yeah,
connection, I think you should come here because you would probably thrive. You know, we saw
yep,
Jimmy Ward come here, and if Jimmy Ward was healthy all season long, he would have had a good season. He would have had a good
yeah,
season because of that Miko connection. You know, guys play well under Miko already. Guys who've already played under Miko, I can only imagine they do better than they should. They should overachieve. So
yeah,
you get Aziz in here, linebacker depth. You wouldn't even have to focus on linebacker depth in the draft if you do this. It would be a cheap deal. I think it's just like it's a low risk, high reward kind of deal for Houston, and I think there is
yeah,
smoke about us signing him. So we're probably going to sign him, but that's a guy I mean that's a deal I'd be really happy with because I know it wouldn't be a crazy deal, and you know if
yeah. I agree.
performs, that's great. You know if he performs.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I agree. I also have a linebacker as my next pick, but I like the Aziz pick. I love the D'Amico connection, and I like that he does have potential. He does have a lot of value. And I obviously look, if you get D'Amico, who as we know is a mastermind, he can make anybody look good. He could suit us up, man, and we'd be like kind of cold. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, you
but
could
I so
scheme
I
it
do
up,
love
bro.
that
You
pick.
could get the best out of us.
But my linebacker pick, and is another guy kind of like Christian Wilkins and Saquon, who's had smoke connected with him to the Texans, is Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen from the Ravens, who was an absolute dog this year, 133 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and a pick. Gave C.J. Stroud hell both times. He played him week 1 and also the last game of the year. Kind of weird how we opened up against the Ravens and last game was against the Ravens. I haven't really thought about that till just now. But gave
I thought
Stroud
about that.
hell. Patrick Queen he's just a dog out there. He's a good leader. He has great football IQ. Is just kind of a hard hitting trash talking guy. Like he just loves hitting. He loves hitting people as hard as he can, and he's just fun to watch. And the thing about him that I love is pairing him with Christian Harris would be deadly. Also, 24 years old. He's 24 years old.
24 is fucking wild. I mean, 24. That's younger than me. That's
dude.
younger
That's
than
younger
us.
than Jalen Petrie.
That's fucking weird.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude.
It's crazy. What? So Patrick Queen is young, and he's gonna be expensive, but like something like that, like build up. It doesn't matter. We're in win now mode. We're in our Super Bowl window right now. It's time to start cooking. So I would love it if they signed Patrick Queen. And also, that was my third guy, but I just want to give an honorable mention so we can wrap up fairly soon. Xavier McKinney, safety from the Giants. Is available. Had an 87.8 PFF grade, 116 tackles, 3 picks last year. If you want to address safety, he's definitely a guy. I know we have Petrie, I know we have Jimmy Ward, but it's definitely a position we're gonna have to look at soon. And I think Xavier McKinney would be a great answer for that. But all right, Garrett,
hey, Billy,
who's your next guy?
Billy, I got news for you. That was going to be my last guy. So full circle. Hey, we'll just come together for this one.
All right,
I can say
we'll come together.
Because I was looking at the draft combine. I was looking at the scouting combine for safeties. One of the guys that I really wanted the Texans to watch closely was Cameron Kitchens, because I was like, hey, he has a good draft, or he has a good combine. Could sneak right up in there in the 20s as a first round pick. Had a terrible combine. His testing was terrible. He's going to be a day 2 pick. He will. And you know, I really feel like if you want safety depth, you know, in the safeties in this draft, like maybe the best safety or the second best safety, or the top 2 safeties, they're day 2 picks. Probably not worth it to wait and see with that. If there's a guy in free agency that's a safety help who can come in right away and you can plug him in next to Petrie or, you know, Jimmy Ward, if one of them's injured or whatever, not playing well, Xavier McKinney would be stellar. That'd be a stellar. That would be, honestly, like, he'd be really good. He'd be really, really good in our physical defense. He just plays with a physicality. I mean, he came under Dable last 2 years, and Dable is a physical head coach. You know, even though the Giants weren't even that bad, as like their record is like, oh, I thought you were way worse. It's just because they're just a well coached. It was, I think they had like 7 wins.
7. That makes sense.
6 or 7 wins. Like, felt so much worse than that. But that's just because how physical or well coached they are. And Xavier McKinney he would fit right in with the physicality of his team and like the energy. So now I would be all in. I can't believe he's a free agent, to be honest with you. But
I can't either. And another thing about him, much like Patrick Queen, 24 years old.
There you go. Bingo. Age. Like, I like the young guys. We don't even need veterans. Okay.
We got a young team. Let's get these guys who are proven already, like Patrick Queen, like Xavier, but who are still so fucking young, and get them in here with all these other young guys who are proving their worth as well.
What is Baltimore doing? Because keeping like Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen together, what are we doing? Like, they were dogs in the middle. They were dogs.
Well, they paid Lamar. I mean, they don't have a lot of money, but we're in a golden era where CJ Stroud doesn't have to get paid till 2027. So we're just we can spend right now.
Cash out.
Yeah,
cash out big time. My third pick was almost Marquise Brown, but I don't know.
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it, but I'd rather I think I'd rather draft a receiver. But yeah,
I think I would too, especially now that we might have I don't know if we'll have a chance now, but if Brian Thomas Jr. is available in the first round, please. That's all I gotta say.
That would be nice. I'd love that. Yeah. Well,
free
all right, guys.
Is upon us. It's about to be upon us, but as of recording this Friday, but crazy names. We could fucking, we said all these names. We could end up with like Josh Jacobs and Gabe Davis and, like weird names, but they're all still pretty good names. That's a thing. Like that. I keep
forgetting Gabe Davis is a fucking free agent.
Yeah, it's wild. There's a
I
lot of
love Gabe
names, a
Davis.
lot
Yeah.
of quality names this free agency period.
Yeah, it's gonna
Even,
be a
you know,
really
even
fun free agency. It's gonna be really fun.
yeah, even Kirk Cousins might be moved, man. Like, apparently
Yeah.
there's smoke
Baker
coming from
hasn't
Atlanta.
signed it, like yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. Crazy. Hey, but we'll keep you updated from Apollo,
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah,
Follow
we're
on
gonna
Twitter.
follow us on Twitter at Apollo Texans and Apollo HOU to keep up with everything Houston Texans and Houston sports related. I'm going to be updating frequently on everything going on free agency this weekend. There's going to start being murmurs and smoke, and then like I said, Monday is when deals are going to start being announced. The legal tampering period opens up, so deals can be pretty much set in stone and then finalized on Wednesday. So it's coming. The weekend is going to be a big time for visits and rumors, and this guy's flying here. Russell Wilson was already, some people were spying on Russell Wilson this morning. He was visiting the Giants and at the airport.
He's
Now
in
he's
the
going to
Steel City, I
Pittsburgh.
guess. Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
the Steel City, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, I
But
guess.
great, crazy, crazy names. You know, I almost said Russell Wilson as one of my guys. I'm just kidding. I just
Hey,
kidding.
he's a good backup, solid backup.
He is. No, hey, that'd be crazy depth at quarterback. Let me tell you.
Hmm.
Go ahead and we'll hop on out of here. Before we do, thank you to our sponsors, Celebrity Mint. Follow them on socials, the Celebrity Mint. They have great sports memorabilia, great movie memorabilia, crazy, crazy fun stuff over there. So go check them out. The Celebrity Mint, and also Big City Wings, Houston's wing joint, Apollo's wing joint. Go go watch free agency there. go
Yeah, dude,
go
go
watch.
just turn on NFL Network.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, you can watch anything there. I mean, football, sports related. You go watch the free agency tracker over
yeah,
there. So, yeah,
that's
it's a
fun.
great
That's a good
time.
vibe
So
right there.
it's a good, it's a fun vibe. I went there watching the
Yeah.
combine, sat at the bar, taking notes, drinking beer. Great time. So go check them out, Big City Wings, and go check out Celebrity Mint. So thank you to those two for powering this episode of Off the Gridiron.
Yep. Thank you so much, guys. Also, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Lets us know that you like what we're doing. It means a whole lot to us. Comment down below who's your dream free agent pickup for the Texans. Comment down below. We're going to be down there reading all the comments and replying as well. So do that for us. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you later.
Watch Texans off season. Go Texans.
Back in my bag